Guys would get called a jerk, and women have only ever called guys jerks if they like them.
Mm.
And it's interesting to note that they're only calling guys that they're attracted to jerks. They never call nice guys jerks, right? So, when there's a conflict between what's said and what's done, yeah, she might call the guy a jerk, but if she's attracted to him, there's something about that guy that draws her in. I've said this before. It's assholes that get things done in the world.
So you talk about handling difficulties, problems in a relationship that with women, anger just doesn't work.
Yeah.
What in that it's best to stay calm and collected. Why do you go that route versus anger?
I mean, we've all tried the anger route. I certainly have. It doesn't work. You can raise your voice, blow off steam. I've seen guys punch holes in the wall, stuff like that. That just doesn't work. Like, you're essentially giving her what she wants. She wants a rise out of you. And with women, and I've only learned this in the last few years, it's actually crueler to be cool. So when they try to push your buttons and get under your skin and get you to snap, or um, just get a strong reaction out of you, it's better just to be cool,
Hmm.
turn 180 degrees in that direction, and then proceed to walk that way and just walk away from it. Engaging in that kind of drama, or anger with her, it just doesn't work out. And in today's era of, like, Me Too's and false Stevie allegations, anything can be used against you. And if you have a temper, it's one of the worst things that you can have in a relationship, and especially if you're going through a divorce, because it will be used against you.
No, that's true. And women do. They poke and prod because they want to get that rise. And they
Yeah.
want you to get
So you
fired
so
up.
you
And
deny them
it's
of
like
that.
our only tool. It's our only weapon. It's like, oh, okay,
Correct.
if we can make you emotional, then whatever the issue we're talking about, now we're fighting about a whole different
Yeah.
subject. Now, I will say, if you are typically calm and collected and handling a woman correctly, sometimes raising your voice, adding that bass to your voice, where she knows, like, woman, I'm serious. That
Yeah.
very much, I call that, like, a display of masculine power. Periodically, we need to see that, because
Yeah, I have a really good
sometimes you
example
might
for you
forget that
on that
that's
too.
there.
Yeah, I have a
Hmm.
really good example for you on that too. So a
Okay.
really good friend of mine, we were talking about that exact scenario, and he was having a dispute with his wife. They were out at a formal event. She was in a dress and high heels and sort of thing, and she was trying to push his buttons. And the way he said it to her, it was perfectly executed. He said something along the lines of, "It'll be a long walk home in those high heels." And she just shut up. It worked perfectly.
You can't logic a woman out of emotion. Like, you
You
wait, you
lose.
have to wait for her to get
Even
back
if you
to a
win, you lose.
baseline to be able to have any kind of fruitful conversation whatsoever. You don't even know, like, if what she's saying is true, or if she's just hungry. Okay, let's talk for a minute about jealousy. I think jealousy in the right amount can be quite productive in keeping a woman interested, and knowing
Yeah.
that you have value and options. What's your thoughts about using jealousy to your favor?
It's a really powerful tool. You want to deploy it with some discretion, though, because if you make her too jealous, she'll make your life a nightmare. You can sort of activate that thing in her where she'll monitor everything. She'll go through your pockets, your car. She'll look for hairs. She'll look at receipts. And even if nothing exists, maybe something exists. But even if nothing exists, she'll find something to get upset about. There's the old saying about, if you go digging for dirt, you're going to find it, right? You go looking for trouble, you're going to find it. But at the end of the day, like, women do want what other women want. That's the easiest way for women to assess the value of a man. And if you're invisible to other women and they don't notice you, and they don't express even a little bit of desire for you, like, I'll give you a very simple example. If you go to a restaurant and the waitress is a little bit flirtatious with you, maybe she smiles a little bit more than the average waitress would. Maybe she kind of winks a little bit. Maybe she calls you honey, right?
Mhm.
These sorts of things will develop a little bit of competition anxiety in your girlfriend, your wife, whoever it happens to be. And her just seeing other women expressing levels of interest for you is actually a good thing for that relationship. If she doesn't get a little bit jealous of you, even just a little bit, that relationship is going to end at some point, right? Like, Again,
Yeah,
it really
she's
just
pretty
boils down to
cooked.
this. Women want what other women want. And the surest way for a woman to assess the value of a man is for him to be in the vicinity or have attractive women expressing interest in him.
Yeah, it doesn't take much too. I mean, I don't think that most time, even just bringing up a woman's name in a story or conversation with your wife is enough for her wheels to get going. Like, who is this? Who is
Sure.
Tina? Why is he talking? Why is he thinking about Tina? We don't need any help on your guys' side to get jealous. Trust me. Don't try to calm that jealousy too much. Let's use that to your benefit for the
She should have
relationship,
a little bit of
essentially.
something to worry about for sure.
One of the biggest mistakes I'm seeing with men is that there's just no standards at all regarding how their women treat them. And this is creating a low level of respect on the women's side. Why is
Mhm.
respect such a huge deal for men? And do you think that women understand your guys' need for respect? Because I know I didn't until a couple of years ago.
A lot of that comes from culture and societal conditioning because women are told to be a challenge, be a little bit difficult, offer them a little bit of a challenge, which often translates to disrespect, pushing back in certain areas, not conceding to things that they really should, that aren't that big of a deal that he's got or that he should have the frame in. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.